everybody. That's right. The review is on the movie. The review is on the movie Iron Man 2, and I think you. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of years ago when I did my first Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie came out, and I did a review on that. I wore this T-shirt, so figured Iron Man 2 is out, so it'd be appropriate to wear this T-shirt again. And there's going to be some spoilers. There's going to be some spoilers to this review, and because I want to let you guys know what the plot. I mean, to at least let you guys know what the film is about. You know, so you know what the story is about. And I got a little bit of a summary here on that. So if you don't want to hear it, you don't have to hear it. But I'll read it to you and give you a little bit of a summary on the film. It says 6 months after revealing his identity as Iron Man, Stark Industries CEO Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., has helped maintain world peace. He reinstitutes the Stark Expo in Flushing, New York to continue his father's legacy. A United States Senate committee, led by Senator Stern, Gary Shandling, demands Stark release the technology for military application. Stark refuses and saying competitors are at least 5 years away from successfully recreating the technology. And Mickey Rourke's character, who's the villain, is the name Ivan Vanko. He actually gets the technology 5 years before. He gets the technology before 5 years, and he goes out and tries to destroy Iron Man, Tony Stark. So that's a little bit of the summary of the movie, and and I have to say that the movie was not so bad. I thought it was okay. I think though. I think it was good enough to where it's going to be a new movie franchise. As far as superheroes go, sequels and all that goes. Because if you look back on history on superhero films, you know that the first Superman movie came out in '78, and then he had his movies through the '80s. The Batman movie came out in '89, and Batman had his movies throughout the '90s. And then after that, a decade after that, then there was Spider-Man. There was three Spider-Man films. I know there was four X-Men films, and but but not counting any team-up movies, and just counting a single superhero about one character film. I'd say Spider-Man dominated the last decade as far as that's concerned, and I think that in this new decade we're in, I think we're going to see a string of Iron Man films. It's going to be Iron Man's decade now, and I think certainly the film is good enough for more sequels. Um, and I thought the special effects were good. They were good. I thought they were good, and it was and the film was a very enjoyable film. Um, but there was some cheesiness in the film. There were some parts in the movie where it seemed lackluster, and there were just moments where it kind of dragged just a little.
What are you talking about? I think my movie was excellent.
No, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I thought the movie was good. I mean, I thought it was all right. I thought it was good. I mean, I'm not going to say it was a horrible movie. I just didn't get that feeling, that I got when I saw the first Iron Man film. I just didn't get that 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 good feeling that I got from the first film, and being something new. But don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed this new Iron Man film. I thought it was a good film. I mean, I don't think it was as good as the last film, but I thought it was an enjoyable film. Good, action scenes, and I think it has good entertainment value to it. I really do. One of the interesting twists, though, and then it's kind of another spoiler, but an interesting twist in the movie, that now it seems like Iron Man now has a sidekick, and the name of the sidekick is War Machine. The character Rhodey Rhodes, and so I think that's kind of an interesting twist. So I would expect that probably in the future we'll see War Machine again. Um, and but Yeah, that's I think it's a pretty interesting concept. I mean, usually Iron Man works alone, but it's kind of an interesting twist that it seems now that he has possibly a sidekick for the next film.
Oh, that's all I need now is a sidekick. I guess it's okay.
I know I said before, Iron Man usually works alone, but not. But I think no, he does. He does sometimes work with the other heroes, like the Avengers. He works with Captain America and all them in the Avengers. Which brings me up to my next thing. I don't know if anybody had watched it all the way to the end of the credits. After all the credits had rolled down and at the very end, because I remember in the last movie they did that. They at the very end of the last film they gave us a sneak peek of Iron Man 2, and so I kind of figured they would do that again with with Iron Man 2 at the very end of the credits. It looked like we got a sneak peek of possibly something to do with Captain America. I'm not sure. I've heard like in the comics and stuff, where after World War II, Iron Man is like, put away into a chamber where he's preserved for many years, and so this kind of makes sense to me. We know there's going to be a Captain America movie. There's going to be an Avengers movie eventually, and so it all makes sense that they'd have a sneak peek of Captain America. I don't know if anybody had noticed this at the very end of the movie, but I was waiting for it, and there were other people in the audience waiting to see if there was going to be a sneak peek for a third film, and so I hung around, and it looked, and what I saw was there was these people out in the desert digging something up, and this guy's on the phone talking to somebody and says, "Looks like we found him," and it looked like they were digging up some kind of chamber where perhaps Captain America is being inside of some kind of preserved chamber or something. So I think that's pretty interesting. So if you see the movie again, wait until after the credits and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I was kind of prepared for it this time. But anyways, I think the movie, like I said, I think the movie was good. I think it was all right. And because on Rotten Tomatoes, it's getting like somewhere like sometimes looks like it's getting like a 76% or 74%, 75, somewhere in that range. And that's a good number. That's a good percentage. It's getting overall positive reviews, or getting fairly good reviews. And I give the movie a B plus, and I give it a thumbs up. And that's my review. And until the next one, everybody have a good day. All right. Bye.
Well, everybody, see everybody later. And just remember, I'll see you all until the next movie. And just remember, the government doesn't get my armor. Nobody does.